A ship of 20,000 ton, km 7.6, kg 6.2, free surface moment 1200 ton meter, TPC 30, is listed 3 degree to starboard. Her present draft is 8.4 meter and she is to finish final loading at 8.6 meter. Space is available 6 meter on port side and 5 meter on the starboard side of the center line. State how much cargo must be stored on either side to finish upright. So we can find initial list moment as W into GM into tan theta. So W is given, which is 20,000. GM we need to work out. Well, GM solid can be found that km minus kg. Km is 7.6, kg is 6.2. So I get GM solid as 1.4 meter. However, in this problem, FSM is also given. So the free surface correction is FSM divided by displacement. So FSM is 1200 and the displacement is 20,000. So I get 0.06. Well, this free surface correction needs to be subtracted from GM solid to get the GM fluid, because we know that the GM fluid is nothing but GM solid minus FSC. So we get GM fluid is 1.4, which is GM solid minus FSC. So I get this value 1.34. Now let us find initial list moment, which is the product of displacement, which is 20,000 into GM, which is 1.34 into 10 3 degree. After multiplying this, I get this value, which is 1404.5 ton meter. And since the ship is listed to port side, so the list moment is also towards port side. So initial draft was 8.4 meter and after loading the draft is 8.6 meter. So the sinkage is 0.2 meter, or in centimeter is 20 centimeter. As per the definition of TPC, TPC is the tons required to increase or decrease the draft by 1 centimeter. So if the TPC is 30 and the change in the draft is 20, so I can find the cargo to load. So the cargo to load is 600 ton. Now let's have this table where this is remark, weight is in ton, distance from center line let's have in meter, and the list movement in ton meter. So initially ship is having initial list movement, weight and distance from center line, no need to put. Directly I can put the list movement which I had calculated as 1404.5. Now suppose W ton was the cargo and I loaded this cargo on the port side, and the distance of this from center line is 6 meter. Let's go up here to cross check. The distance of this space is 6 meter on port side. So we'll come here. So that means I am having the list movement which is W into 6 and towards port side. So this one is also on the port side, this one is also on the port side. Now let's check on the starboard side. So the total weight was 600 ton and I need to distribute it. So in the port side I put W, so on the starboard side I will have 600 minus W. So I take this 600 minus W into 5, because on the starboard side this 5 meter, so I get this list moment. So the port list moment is, I need to add the port side and port side, which is 1404.5 plus 6W, and the starboard side one is 5 into 600 minus W. This is on the starboard side. So to make the ship upright, we need to have port list moment is equal to starboard list moment, and all I need to do now is just to solve this problem. Well, 6W plus 1404.5 should be equal to 5 into 600 minus W. So we can simply solve this problem like this, that 6W plus 1404.5 is equal to, now let's multiply this 5, 0056 30 minus 5W. Now I take this 5W on left hand side, so I have 6W plus 5W plus 1404.5 is equal to 3000. Now this is 11W is equal to, and now this I take on the right hand side, so it is 3000 minus 1404.5, which is, I can write here 11W is 3000. Well, let's do this. 3000 minus 1404.5, so I get 1595.5. So W is equal to 1595.5 divided by 11. So I get this 145.045, so I can just write 145. This is the W which was on the port side. So what is 600 minus W? So 600 minus W is 600 minus W, which is 145. I get 455. That is on the starboard side. So I can load on port side, I can load 145, and on the starboard side I can load only 455, and it is going to be somewhat like this. Suppose this was the center line, and this is the port side, this is the starboard side, and the distance from the center line is this. This is 6 meter and this is 5 meter. I load something here out of this 600 ton total. I load W here, and this one, the starboard is 600 minus W. So I load 145 this side, and this side I load, let me just scroll it here, 455 on the starboard side to make the ship upright.